Wake up. Stop slurping your coffee.
That's how you're supposed to drink coffee.
Okay, let's just get started. Welcome back to the podcast.
I'm not even in yet.
Well, guys, it's football Sunday.
Hey, championship Sunday, boys, for the boys.
So I'm just gonna have to start without you because we were supposed to record 2 hours ago.
I'm here, babe.
Yeah,
well, I'm here now.
If you're watching on YouTube, it might be dark. That's why.
It's not dark. I tried to fix the settings, guys, but you know how that goes. The technicalities.
That's okay.
Well, it's been a long week. It is January 24th, 2021. Serina's birthday was January 19th.
Woo!
She's an age older. Happy birthday.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I already did that.
We didn't have a chance to record. It's Sunday today, and we're recording for last week.
Yeah.
Because we were in Tahoe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. My birthday was Tuesday. Thursday, Friday was crazy busy work days.
Yeah. And
then yesterday, what did we do yesterday?
Just relax. Kind of just took the day off.
Really? I feel like yesterday flew by. What did we do?
Worked out. I watched fights almost all day.
I feel like I haven't relaxed all weekend.
You're going ham on your hair.
Oh, I spent 5 hours researching how to do my natural hair. Guys, can you believe that I'm 27 and I don't know how to do my own hair? But I think anyone with wavy or curly hair, you know what I mean. I digress.
It happens to the most of us. I just want to backpedal. When we were in Tahoe, me and Alex got to go sledding.
They seen snow for the first time.
I'm 27 and I just saw the snow.
Dude.
It was pretty fucking cool.
Him and Alex were so happy.
Dude.
It was really cool.
So fun, dude. I felt like I was on Cool Runnings. Dude, me and Alex were just sliding down that bitch, just rolling, dude. It's so fun. We just kept crashing over and over again. Honestly, it was the most fun thing ever. Me and Alex had the most fun. It
was super cool to see you guys in the snow. I think was the coolest thing for me. Jerome keeps saying, did you even have fun?
Dude, because first of all, Serina's pregnant, right? So she's not gonna jump on a sled and accidentally maybe just hit a flip. Me and Alex ate shit pretty hard, dude. We were just laughing. We were having so much fun.
Yeah.
But for you to do that, you're not gonna do that. So she didn't even jump on a sled or a tube or nothing. We were just she was just standing there in the cold. It was freezing that day because it was super windy. I actually had a friend reach out who lives in Tahoe.
Oh, yeah. You have a friend who lives in Tahoe?
I have friends everywhere.
You have friends?
I have them everywhere.
I thought I was your only friend.
Old pal, I'd say. An old acquaintance. Anyways, he hit me up and he's like, it's super windy today. And he was even for someone that's local to say that, that wind chill was crazy.
Dude, it was really windy. I was so freaking cold when we were out there.
Yeah, so even the wind chill was crazy. So it was freezing that day we were out, and Serina's just standing there, not doing anything, watching us, pregnant, tired, and I'm like, you good, bro?
Okay, first of all, I was totally fine. It was hard. Being in Tahoe, I would say, when we were in Tahoe, I was so tired. Okay, guys, I had just hit my 20 weeks pregnant, and
what does that even mean?
Halfway through. You're exactly halfway in your pregnancy. It's literally halftime right now. Jerome's like, how fast can we record this podcast so I can get back to my game?
No, it's not. It hasn't started.
But yeah, we were in Tahoe and I was so tired. I told him on my birthday, Jerome just literally pulled up the game on his computer.
It's okay. I'm here for the potty.
We were in Tahoe and I literally didn't want to get out of bed. On my birthday, I was like, dude, I could just sleep all day. I didn't want to get up.
It was her birthday, right? I wake up, I'm all excited and shit. I'm like, you ready to go? Let's go out. And Serena was like, I could just lay here all day.
Jerome and Alex were lit. They were so lit. They were so excited. I'm going to use it for my stand.
Babe.
Sorry, but I realized I don't get to drink my drink. You're not going to drink out of this big ass water jug on the podcast. Look at that thing.
Keeps me hydrated.
Anyways, but yeah, so Tahoe was amazing. It was super fun. I honestly had so much fun just seeing Alex and Jerome see the snow for the first time. And even though I was standing there and I was totally unenthusiastic, they were going sledding and I couldn't go sledding. I literally just had to stand there, just standing in the snow while they're going up and down a hill and having a bunch of fun.
Dude, my heart pounding so hard going up that hill, bro. I was like, dude, am I this out of shape?
Being pregnant, you're so much more sensitive to the cold. I was like, It hurt.
What hurt? Say it.
Well, you won't know if you're only listening to the podcast. You gotta watch. But anyway, so that's what we were doing in Tahoe, and it was a lot of fun. I love Tahoe. We got married in Tahoe City, and it's just super special. So
It's a special spot.
I love being there. It's the best.
Dude, it was super fun. But anyways, as usual, we didn't get to say it. You know what? Should I just say it for the end of the podcast? Just
What?
for our advertising.
Oh,
Should I just say
download your book, Audible, free.
Audible trial. It's in the link. It's in the show notes.
Seriously, you guys, we have this link for Audible so you can download a free book. Why would you not?
Well, it gives you the free trial.
You know that meme? It's like, the fuck? That's me, the fuck. Like, why have you not gotten yourself a free book? Anyways, so yeah, get yourself. The link's in the bio for the podcast and our YouTube channel if you're watching this live on Instagram. Oh, it's actually, the link is in my bio for a free book on Audible as well. So,
Sign up for
anyways.
the trial. Get a book.
Yes.
Anyways, moving on from that. Well,
Yeah.
babe, what do you want to talk about today?
I'm so excited. I put, so we're live right now on Instagram because I'm
see
like,
it.
why not? Very adult rated podcast today. So I hope my little sister's not watching.
Thank God. That's good. What makes this adult rated?
Because today we're going to talk about, Drum's like, what do you want to talk about? And I was like, you know what? We watched a movie. Do you know what the movie was called?
Like something about like a one night stand, 2 day stand or something like that?
A two night stand or something.
Honestly, the movie sucked.
The movie sucked. It was so
And
bad.
we were watching it and then we like stopped it halfway and just
It took us
started, like
2 days to
we
watch
were just
it.
like scrolling through our phones and shit. I was like, what happened? We're watching a movie. It's not boring.
You ever just like watch a movie and then well, actually Alex came downstairs. It's an adult movie, so we had to pause it. And then we just like get on our, like we're just end up, like Alex walks away and we're just on TikTok or Instagram. We're just totally, the movie was that boring. We didn't even press play again. Then we finished it the next day. Anyways, the movie was, I think it was called A Two Night Stand. It was a terrible movie. But it was about these two people who have a one night stand, and then it's in Chicago and there's a snowstorm, so she gets stuck at his house and she has to stay there for the weekend. So they have a 2 night stand, right?
Lit.
But what happens is I guess after the first night, they end up being really mean to each other. And they were like, yeah, well, like, your sex sucks, and like, you're really bad, and you did this wrong, and they just start being super mean to each other. And so on the second night, the girl has an idea, and she's like, why don't we like communicate and tell each other all the things that wasn't good, so then we can both be better at having sex, right? And so
Where are you going with this?
And so then today
Where are we going with this?
So then I was funny actually, because when we were watching the movie, I leaned over and I said, see babe, aren't you so glad I'm such a good communicator?
Oh my God.
No, but then today we were driving, we were talking about the podcast that we wanted to record today, and I was like, why don't we just talk about how to communicate to have a better sex life? And we're not going to go super deep into like sex education or sex at all. But communication is my thing, right? So I was like, dude, honestly, it's kind of crazy to think, right? Like,
Yeah.
I was telling you in the car, I was like, dude, people don't communicate.
They don't.
Like, at the end of the movie,
Like, we're like, say me and Serena are doing it, right?
shut up.
And
You're so annoying.
What?
So at the end of the movie,
That was like a joke.
at the end of the movie, the guy, he ends up breaking up with his, I'm gonna ruin, spoiler alert.
No one cares about this movie.
Okay, but he ends up breaking up with his girlfriend that he had. So he was having a one night stand while his girlfriend was out of town. And he breaks up with her, and then basically it turns out, he asked her, like, how was our sex life when we were together? And she basically says it was shit. And he was like, wow, like, why didn't we just communicate? And they broke up, and that was it. They were together for like 3 years.
Something like that.
And they had like a super shitty sex life. And I was like, dude, people could be together for so many years and like have such a crappy relationship, and all you had to do was communicate.
Yeah.
That's weird.
If so, facto.
You don't think that's weird?
Yeah, it is. I mean, it isn't.
Or do you hate that I communicate? I over communicate. I mean, in general. Okay.
Dude, there was a quote that I was trying to think of and I can't remember it. I forget who said it or where I read it. Damn it. And it would have been really funny right now, but I can't remember it. So it doesn't make sense. But anyways, about over communicating. No, you don't.
I don't think I over communicate.
You
Yeah.
do a good job, babe.
just think like.
Anyway, so what did that bring you to? Like, with all that being said about the movie, you kind of gave.
Well,
like a
it
quick
just
synopsis.
brought me to the topic of this podcast, which is we need to learn how to fucking communicate
And everything.
and everything. But like, it was even more enticing to be like, dude, you'll literally have like the worst sex life because you don't just tell him or her what you want. That's what the fuck. I'm gonna put that. Can you put that meme like in this podcast somewhere? But seriously, and it translates to every area, of course. But I was just thinking about that, and I'm like, man, but there's such a fine balance to communicating.
But like, so like you're saying this in like regards to sex, like,
Yeah.
like say you are having a one night stand, like no one's trying to do all that shit
But why not? Okay.
for a night, bro.
If you want to get really rated R, no, just kidding. But really, okay, so let's say you are. You mean to tell me, okay, this girl, where does she live? It was like an hour
New York.
away. She had to go an hour deep in Chicago on the subway.
Chicago? I thought it was New York.
No, she was in New York. He was in Chicago. 2 different places. And so...
That doesn't make sense, but they're way too far apart.
Yeah, but she went really far. She was like, holy shit, I'm about to go really...
No,
she wasn't in New York.
Yeah, she was.
Nope, she was in the outs somewhere different.
But it wasn't Chicago.
Who cares? Anyways, she was really fucking far, and she said, I can't believe I'm going to go all the way to Chicago for a one-night stand. He definitely lived in Chicago. Anyways, so...
I don't think so, but okay.
Look it up.
For the sake of the conversation.
Because people care. Because people really care about
That's
where they
what I'm-
live.
that's
Geographic location
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. Okay, continue.
Anyways, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, so then she said, oh, I have to go all the way like hella far just for this one night stand. And then it turns out the sex was crap. And I'm like, so you mean to tell me with a one night stand you're not going to communicate? You should over communicate. Matter of fact, you're never going to see this person again.
This I quote King J. Cole, Jermaine.
King J. Cole.
J. Cole.
J. Cole. We're
He
quoting J.
says,
Cole now.
You better get yours before I get mine, because then I'm throwing peace signs.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm gonna just go ahead and say sorry.
So first of all, I'm just saying, like, why would you bother? Do you mean to tell me
Wait,
you're
what
gonna
do you
go
mean,
through
why
all
would you?
that work and drive hella far and you're gonna have a one night stand, and then you're not gonna communicate and get your needs met?
Well,
You're just gonna go without? Forget that.
babe, what are you gonna do?
You have to communicate. You have to learn how to communicate.
I'd say for a ridiculously long-lasting relationship, it's important to communicate. But
I think for any kind of relationship, you need to communicate.
yeah, but for that specific one-night stand, I mean,
Really. So, from a guy's standpoint, you're gonna go an hour away and pick up someone. You're gonna go hang out and have a one night stand, and you mean to tell me that let's say she's just not doing it for you. It's just not gonna happen, which is probably never, like, I don't even know.
well, sex is like pizza, remember?
No, but let's just
pizza.
say.
There's no guy.
So you're not gonna communicate? You went out of your way and did all that. You're not gonna communicate?
I mean, what is she doing? Like, she like yelling at the top of her lungs? Like, that's a little weird. If she's just like,
Stop!
right? Like,
We're not going that deep into this.
Like, shut up.
No, but it doesn't matter what she's doing. In the movie, if you watch it, he was like, well, you could have just like slowed down a little bit. You could have just did this, but he didn't tell her any of that in the moment.
Yeah.
So I think like where I would like to take this conversation, because it's not actually all about sex, but
That's where you got the idea.
it's about communication. And I think what I'm saying is people struggle so much to just find the balance between, do I say nothing at all? Do I go all in and be like, just throw it at them? How do you find that middle space to be sensitive of the other person's feelings, but still communicate and get your needs met?
I will say on a non-sexual level.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, if you are having, like, nothing to do with sex, but, like, just a regular relationship, like, even with me and you, it sometimes is daunting to, like, to even just communicate and be like, no, this and this and this and this is, like, why I'm upset right now. Like, sometimes, like, I don't know why, like maybe me, I'll just go mute. Like, I just, like, fuck this. I don't even want to tell her what's on my mind. Mm-hmm. You know?
So, but that would be the same thing that happens in sex. Listen, this is my point. I'm gonna nail it in right now. Here, only 15 minutes into the podcast. Seriously,
go.
They say that the way you cook is the way you have sex, okay? So no, listen for a second. Do you throw all of your food together super, super fast fast and like you do everything, then you sit down and then you scrub it down. I bet when you have sex, it's really, really fast and you just fucking skip the foreplay and you just get right to it. Now,
are you saying that because you've seen me eat? And you have had sex with me?
No, this is actually in my conscious relationship course, I swear.
That's so funny.
And so then they say, have you ever seen a chef?
I'm attacked.
Are you married to a chef? No, just kidding. No, but really, they're like making love to that. They're
Babe,
like
I've taken cooking classes.
Dude, they're chopping and they're spicing and they're tasting and they're like, imagine how they have sex. And they sit down and they enjoy every single bite. So one thing that they say to have a better sex life is to slow down when you're eating, like pay more attention. Dude, I feel so
attacked right now.
No, but this is a real thing. I'm being dead serious. So what I'm saying is, think about how that correlates to your communication.
Okay.
If you can't communicate in your relationship on a daily basis just to tell each other what's irritating you or what's coming up, of course you can't communicate when you're having sex.
Duh.
Does that make sense now? Does this come full circle?
I get the food thing.
But really, you think you're going to be super vocal when you're in bed and not, but you can't even like tell your partner when something's bothering you?
Well, I eat fast.
My point is,
I haven't even gotten past the food comment, guys, because if you know me, you've seen me eat. And people are like, Jerome, can you slow down with your food?
Well, now Jerome's going to be eating really slow.
I'm going to take my time with it. I'm going to get real nasty with it.
I'm gonna see him like staring at his broccoli. We're actually getting pizza tonight. He's gonna be like, oh, I can't wait to see you eat this pizza.
Oh no,
nice
it's
and slow.
pizza.
No, but seriously, my point is like, if you, I mean, the sex thing is enticing. It's like, cool, you want to have a better sex life, we'll learn how to communicate. Because it was just, I guess, to me, it was just eye-opening watching that movie and seeing that, like, they were having, for 3 years, they were in a relationship and not having good sex because neither of them were telling each other anything. That's ridiculous. It literally blows my mind.
Right. It's crazy.
That doesn't blow your mind?
I feel like as a guy, you wouldn't even know. You'd be like, damn, this is all great.
Well, that's the thing. He thought he was doing fantastic.
See?
And she's like, faked it every time.
Dude, that's gnarly.
That's insane. So why couldn't she just tell him and he would have got better and she would have got her needs met and they would have been totally fine? It's the same in your relationship outside of that. Come on, now if they can't communicate like that, imagine, well, that's why they broke up. I mean, right, they obviously had problems in the movie. So it's like, well, they probably didn't know how to communicate. They had different needs in life and different situations coming up and they couldn't even talk about it.
I'm sweating. I feel uncomfortable.
So when I told Jerome, like, let's talk about like how to communicate better to have a better sex life. It really not even so much like pertaining to sex, but like it does translate. If you don't have good communication in your relationship, you probably don't have a good sex life. But it was funny because I was like, yeah, I don't know if I'm really up to talking about that today. And then I looked at him and I was like, are you going to be able to be comfortable enough to like have that conversation?
So far, I've said like 2 meaningful things. I said shit. I'm like, yeah, ooh.
Ooh.
Damn, that's crazy. Oh shit, that's crazy. No, but like on a serious note, I see what you're saying. And
yeah.
I even said like in a non-sexual way, like there's times where I'm just like I don't even want to say anything to you. Like with like an argument, I stop and I'm like, I'm not even gonna tell her.
Yeah, and I think there is, when it comes to communicating and especially in relationships, but also, like, I want you guys to think bigger picture here, okay? We're talking about sex. It's really not even about that. It's how that correlates to everything else in your life. And then we're talking
that's
about...
like a part of a relationship.
Yeah, and then we're talking about relationships. But then even from there, I want you to think, like, when you're learning about communication, the way you communicate with your partner applies to the way you communicate with everyone. Your family, if you're a coach, like your clients, wherever you work, professional, like whatever, right? So I just want you to think, like, full picture as, like, we're talking. But I think... with you, like, saying, like, okay, so sometimes I don't even want to... And you do that a lot. You'll just kind of, like, shut down.
Yeah.
Which I get. Maybe now that I'm pregnant. No, just kidding. But always. But I think... there's always a time and a place, right? It's not always the time to bring something up. So that's what I'm saying is like finding that, how do you know when it's that moment when you're like, oh, okay, like I'm going to like say something, and I'm going to say it in a compassionate way, in a nonviolent way, in a way that I'm going to receive it, instead of saying it in a way where I'm going to feel attacked and I'm going to get upset. And I didn't even hear you. I don't even care what you said.
Well, that's like the other day, you just got mad at me, and this afternoon you told me, well, you attacked me as a mother.
He did.
And I'm like, I was like, bro, no one's trying to attack you as a mother.
My mothering skills.
No one's trying to attack Sarina as a mother. I was just trying to say something, but I didn't know how to say it, but I guess that's what you mean.
The way he communicated it was like, so it wasn't, you didn't think about how I would receive what you were saying. You just said what you felt. And sometimes we feel things, but you don't just throw that out there. You gotta think, first of all, do you actually want me to receive it? Because it's actually a great lesson, usually when there's something to be said, right?
Yeah.
So it's like getting in that habit of stopping and asking, okay, how can I say this in a way that's not going to make the other person feel bad, but it's like it'll be well received, right?
Yeah.
You have to think about that. It's the same when you're having sex.
How so?
Everyone's super sensitive. You're having sex, right? You're being judged.
Well,
okay, cool. So, yeah, you're super vulnerable. So you need to know how to communicate. And guess where that communication starts? In your daily life. Learning how to have those conversations and communicate with people and tell them things.
So lights on or lights off?
That was one of the questions in the movie.
On, right?
Off. That's funny. But I don't know. I thought that was important. And I think, am I the only one that's mind blown to think that like someone would date somebody? I know it was a movie. We're talking about a movie, but
very hypothetical.
Very hypothetical, but you know damn well this is really happening. Am I the only one that's like super mind blown how you can date someone and have like a bad sex life for so many years just because you didn't communicate and tell each other what you needed in bed?
Or you're complacent.
Dude, that's insane.
I don't know why you would do that.
How frustrating. Dude.
I'm sure for as a guy, it's a lot easier to like get off in bed than it would be for a female.
Yeah, but then the way
you guys are complex. They're complex creatures.
Oh, don't get yourself in a hole here. No,
philosophical.
Okay.
Women are.
Cut it out.
I'm just kidding.
Here we go. Sexist conversations.
Yeah, these women, they.
No, but I think about that, and I think it's insane. And then I think about the relationship you must have if you can't even communicate in bed and get your needs met. Then we also have needs outside of our sexual needs.
It's like you always tell me that there's 6 pillars to life.
Yeah.
There's 6 pillars to your relationship.
Dude.
Let me break them down.
Oh, let's hear it.
I don't know. Sex. 1. The kind of food you guys like. 2.
Yeah, of course you'd go sex food.
Communication. 3. 4. I'm lost.
I'm lost.
I was just making that up. Sorry, guys.
No, I don't know. I'm telling you, I can't get over it. So I guess let's give like something tangible here. Let's kind of talk about it a little bit.
Go for it.
I think I'd love to hear what you would say.
Like, what do you mean?
What you would say for how do you, so like, let's say, because you talk to me about a lot of stuff. You're like, hey, we have conversations. Maybe I'm thinking now, maybe I start those conversations.
You're being vague about what?
So what I'm thinking is, so how about in those moments when you do want to say something to me, you do need to express something.
Talking about sexually or just regularly?
In general, communicating. Like, you need to communicate something to me. How do you do it in a way that I'll receive it? Or like, what goes through your head? Like, what's your process there?
Like, if it's like if it's like a big conversation, like maybe say before we got married, I was super anxious, like super, super anxious. Like, I couldn't sleep at night, Is this right for me? Am I going to be trapped?
Okay.
Is she going to let me go outside?
I hate it. The answer's no.
But I really really was nervous, and I felt super bad about being this uncomfortable and nervous.
Yeah. But you didn't tell me for a minute.
Yeah, see, so I didn't know how to communicate it to you. Mm-hmm. But I would say understanding that you would know, because I knew you would know like where I was coming from, right?
Yeah.
And especially the way I would explain things to you, I feel like you knew what I meant. I don't know.
But that's because we do communicate a lot. And so because we do
it's easy.
Usually communicate a lot, even when you can't express yourself, you're not sure what the words are, I'm usually able to say, no, yeah, it makes complete sense, and kind of piece it together even for you a little bit.
That's what I'm saying.
Or like reassure you.
Yeah, or sometimes this is what I'll do. It's not what you should do. I won't say it, but I'll say it. And
How
then Sarina picks me
So
apart.
like today he wanted pizza for dinner and he just drew a picture of a pizza and left it on the counter.
I slid it underneath the door while she was pooping.
Ew!
And she grabbed it. And
It's not true. Can you say while I was doing my hair or
while she
something?
was doing her hair.
Anyways, what were you gonna say? So you'll say it, but you won't say it. So what do you do? What do you mean?
Like I'll say something, I'll be like, oh, like this and this, and then you'll be like, well, what do you mean? And then I'll say, I don't know, and then you tell me, you do know, Jerome.
That's because
You do know.
yeah, and I think that's a little different for other people. I feel like because of what I do for a living
But
as
that's
a
what I'm
life
saying.
coach.
What do you want me to do?
No, but
I just said it.
you're 100% accurate. Like because of what I do as a life coach, sometimes I really do my best not to like step into that mode. But sometimes when you need it and you're trying to express something to me and you're trying to tell me what's going on, I kind of just step into coach mode.
Like every time. Right? Like
I'm very vocal and I know I can express myself pretty well.
which works both ways, see?
Yeah, but then sometimes like you get stuck on your words. You have a lot in your head and it
Yeah.
doesn't come out how you want it
Sarina
to.
peels back my layers.
So sometimes Jerome's like, oh, I kind of feel it this way, or like this is going on, and I, as a coach, am able to kind of step into that as a life coach and kind of dissect it and be like, oh yeah, it makes sense. You're feeling this, you're feeling
sometimes
that.
I won't even say anything, and I feel like you still know what I mean. Like I'll say a couple words, but you're like, are you talking about this? Like,
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to like pull it out of me. I'm almost like a terrible communicator,
Yeah, naturally, kind of.
right?
Yeah.
Like you know me. It's like I don't really say much. Like I'm super quiet, like in person.
yeah.
Right? But when it comes to talking to you, it's super easy to me. I mean,
Yeah.
of course, you're my wife.
Yeah.
But, like,
but I
when
think it's gotten easier the more I've learned, like with
Exactly.
NLP and life coaching and
But that's because of you, right? I guess so. I guess I do have to work on my communication skills. Like even in
like the way you still sometimes would rather just shut down instead of saying what you need to say.
dude, right? Or like when I need to like do something. How about when I have to call the doctors or like a vet? Serena like laughs at me, dude.
Guys, seriously, I've been making
You want to talk about
Jerome.
communication?
I've been making it. That's so true. See?
Dude.
So you can practice these things and our sex life's gonna get better.
I'm gonna eat slow now.
No, but yeah, that's funny. I gotta tell that
How
story
come
now.
you tell all your clients about the food analogy, but you never told me that? I eat like fucking Kobayashi. If you know who that is, that's the guy that eats like 100 hot dogs in like 30 seconds.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
how I eat, bro. Why are you gonna bring that up till now?
Oh, no comment.
Anyways,
That's hilarious.
talk about communication.
Whoops. Well, maybe if you paid attention to what I do for a living.
Come on, dude.
Babe, would you like to take my conscious relationship
I'm about
course?
to.
You
I'm
should.
about to hop
Oh
in
my
there.
God. Honestly, ladies, tell your men to watch all those modules. It's like 8 videos, and I think it'll change your whole relationship
Where they at?
and your sex life. You actually have access to them because they're in Thinkific,
watched.
and you're my assistant. So
I'm gonna just watch them one
you
day.
enroll all my clients into it.
I'm about
so
to
just
watch it
go
one day.
click on
I'm about
it.
to watch it one day and blow up Serena's mind. She's not gonna know what hit her, guys.
I'm gonna be like, oh my God, did I teach you that?
I'm not gonna tell you. What were we talking about? I got sidetracked. Oh yeah. I
Oh,
said
the vet.
calling
No,
the
we gotta
vet,
tell this
bro.
story. So this is Jerome's communication.
Your
How dare you? He
sage.
spilled my white sage. Anyways, this is Jerome's communication style, guys. So when I grew up, my mom raised me to be very independent, and when I had to go to the doctor, she'd say, here's the number, call the doctor and make yourself an appointment. And I would like freak out and I didn't want to do it. Or like if we had to go pick something up, she'd make me get out of the car and be the one to go pick it up. And she'd be like, if I wanted something, she'd be like, closed mouth don't get fed. You gotta ask for it. If you want it, what are you gonna do when you get older and I'm not around? Da, 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 da. So Jerome got sick and he had to go to the doctor's. And his
How about
dude, and I'm like, where's your insurance card? And like, how do you like? Who do you go to the doctors?
Hold on, Serena, I was really sick, right? And then when me and Serena started dating, we were like, I feel like I moved in with her after like 3 weeks when we were like officially dating. So then like I get really sick and I'm like, fuck, like I'm so sick.
He thought he had the Black Plague.
She keeps
He thought he
saying
had
that.
COVID.
I thought no, it didn't exist back then. Maybe it did. Anyways,
Oh.
tinfoil time. Anyways, so then I'm like, dude, I should really make an appointment to the doctors. Like I don't want to go, But then Serena's like, oh, okay, do it. And then she's asking me like all these questions, like, well, what's your insurance? Like, where's your card at? I'm like 18,
Dude,
19.
He was 19, maybe even
like
20
this.
already.
I say, hold on, let me call my sister and she'll do it for
Bro,
me.
he called his sister and she made him a freaking doctor's appointment.
Man, the look on Serena's face to this day, she still talks about that story.
It was, I like, the most unattractive thing in the world. But anyways, from there, so anyways, my point is, for a very long time, Jerome never made his own appointments. Actually, you don't even go to the doctor now. Like, you haven't, I don't even know why you have health insurance.
I'm pretty healthy though.
And I usually make all the calls, like calling Alex's doctor, calling the vet, calling the school, calling whoever needs to be called. So lately, I've been having Jerome handle things like that.
God, I hate it so
Oso
much.
actually has a little procedure getting done this coming Friday. He has well, in their words, a tumor, I guess, but we don't know if it's serious or not, and he's getting it removed on Friday. And so I told Jerome, well, you need to call and confirm our appointment. And so you were like, can you do it? And
I got hecka mad.
Dude, he's so awkward. So I'll just kind of wrap this story up. He'll call the vet. So we needed a new vet, and he calls the vet and he goes, hi, like, my name's Jerome. I'd like to, I'm looking for a new vet for my dog. And then he doesn't say anything.
Dude, that's
and
exactly
she goes,
what I said.
okay.
Oh man.
Would you like to make an appointment? And he was like, yeah, I would like. And I was just like, I literally just grabbed the phone. It was the most awkward conversation.
I hate doing. What do you?
So
what do you
it's
say?
true.
What do you say? Hi, thank you for calling Jerome's Vet Hospital. How can I help you? Go.
Hi. We just moved to town and we are looking for a new vet. When's your guys' next appointment available?
Okay, that's what I said.
No, you didn't.
What did
He
I
just
say?
said, hi, I'm looking for a new vet. And she was
But how
like,
would-
she was
okay.
like, the fuck? What do you need, though?
But then she could have been like, oh, okay, cool. Hi, thanks for choosing us. Like, bitch, why else am I calling you? Sorry. Like, why else am I calling?
Anyway, so we'll work on that. That's a good point. Thanks for pointing that out. Now I'll make you make more phone calls.
Ugh, I hate it.
So I noticed the other day when he called to confirm, he took the call in the garage.
Yeah, I hate when she listens. She
He
like,
didn't make the call
You know
in
what it
front of
feels
me.
like when your boss is watching you make those phone calls at work? I hate that, dude. I used to work.
I always tell him, I'm like, nope, Alex is about to start making his own doctor's appointments.
Dude,
He needs to learn
it's like
how
when
to-
you're a kid and you have to order for the first time at like McDonald's or something, and your parents are like, go.
Do you know how when we go out of the country and like we go to Mexico or Spain, or we're just in a Spanish speaking area and everyone thinks I speak Spanish because I'm Hispanic and you speak Spanish, and then I desperately beg you, babe, please order my food. Please just don't make me talk. Don't make me
that's
talk.
a different story.
No, it's communication. And he doesn't do it. He makes me order my own food, so I just speak in
Dude,
English.
it's the same
and then after
thing.
that, the waiter or the people around us, they look at us like, oh, you're American. Like, they
It's
look
the
at
same
us.
thing every time.
It's like
but
the
you know what
disrespect.
happens? You know what happens? Like, I'll get the table, right?
But I want you to
All
know that
Spanish.
that's how it feels.
All Spanish, right? I get the table, all Spanish. Like, we sit down, cool. The guy's like, what's up? We're talking. Okay. And then they come back with the waiter. And everywhere we go, they're always like, ladies first. So then they ask Sarina in Spanish, like, what can I get for you?
And I don't know how to respond.
And then Serena's like looking at me. And then, like, I'm like, what do you want me to say? She doesn't know how to speak Spanish. Let me order for her. They speak English, dude.
Well, and honey, the vet, they speak English too. So look at us growing.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, I digress on our communication problems.
That's a different story.
But
That doesn't
yeah,
count. I don't like to call the vet.
or the doctor, or anyone.
Nah, dude. I hate calling out to school, like when he's sick and stuff. You gotta call him in sick. I don't like to do that.
Anyways, so we're gonna practice on that. But
Bad communication on my part.
my point is how all of those sort of things translate. It's just your overall communication.
Right?
Yeah, so like back to the movie. I think it was called Two Night Stand. This is gonna kill me. I
But
don't
wait,
even know the name of the
dude,
movie.
either way though, it's like I don't talk a lot though. You're a great conversator.
Yeah, but
Is that a word, conversator?
here's a thing that I hate. I'm using the word hate. I'm going
Is that
there.
a word, conversator?
Conversationalist.
That's what it is.
I very much dislike when people think, and this is kind of what you're saying right now,
What am
even
I
though I
saying?
know
Tell
you
me.
don't believe
Oh my
this, but
God.
you're not realizing it. When people are like, yeah, but that's just the way I am.
I don't say that.
No, but you just said, but I don't talk a lot.
I don't.
Well, guess what? You can change at any time.
I don't talk a lot.
He's like, but I don't want to.
But here I am on a podcast talking for about an hour.
Which it's been hard to get Jerome to open up, like, to talk. But my point is, you can change at any time. So maybe you're not a good communicator like Jerome. You've actually gotten a lot better over the years. Yeah.
Look at me here with the podcast.
But you've gotten a lot better, and my point is, so like you said, I don't talk a lot. Okay, well, you can change that if you want to. Like, you can be a really good communicator if you want to.
You know why, though? It's because I don't like the small talk between people.
But you don't need a small talk to vet. You call, you ask for what you need, and you move on, bro. Nice excuse.
I'm talking about, like, just in general, dude.
That's like when we maybe go somewhere social, and there's, like, random people there, and they're just randomly talking to you. Yeah, that's a little hard, but that's a whole nother... That's a different kind of communication.
That's like my antisocial behavior comes out and I go...
That's just us being like, I don't really want to be here. Those conversations where it's not... Because when you're in a conversation with someone that's super cool, you're like, you just like keep talking.
That's true.
You ever get in a conversation with someone super cool and then they kind of just go like left and you go right and you're just like, stop talking?
That's never happened to me.
Do you remember when we were at... Fuck it, I'm gonna say.
Whisper in my ear.
We were at your soon-to-be brother-in-law, Matt.
Yeah.
His birthday, and I got in a conversation with his friend. His friend was like really spiritual and into like cool stuff. So we started talking, but then he was like cornering me.
That was a while ago.
He wouldn't stop talking.
Yeah.
And then he started going like really far left and like talking about like, I was just like, bro, like you're way too into this.
Conversation at the moment.
Yeah, and it was stuff that I love, like yoga and meditation, and then he started going, and I was like, oh my god, make it stop. And I like couldn't get away.
Well, what about that?
It's just another kind of communication, because you were talking about when you meet people and you like don't want to talk to them.
It was like the over talk.
But I really wanted to talk to him. It was a great conversation, and then I was like, oh my god, know when to stop. See, just all these different kinds of communication.
It all leads back to it.
Dude, it all leads back to your sex life.
So if you took anything from this podcast, it's to eat slow.
Eat slow, make love to your food, and you'll have better sex.
That's it.
No, but really I think it's just, the whole point was just circle back for anyone who's, I don't know, happens to be popping in, but we were watching that movie. It's called The Two-Night Stand, and turns out they were having really bad sex. He was having bad sex for like years with his girlfriend because...
I don't know what you're talking about because, like I said, sex is like pizza. Good or bad, we still like pizza.
No, maybe for men.
Have you had bad pizza?
Not for, yes.
Like
Little Caesars, not deep dish. Yeah, trash. The pizza I had a cauliflower crust pizza last night. Trash, I didn't even eat it.
What? Dude, that pizza yesterday was amazing.
That's ridiculous.
See what I'm saying? It's not that complicated. It's pizza.
It is. You need to know how to communicate.
But, you know, sometimes I do like to go try that good pizza from New York. You know, you sit down at the restaurant.
Are we comparing? Is this really talking about sex?
Yeah, they sit you down. You sit down. They give you the menu.
My point in communication is you have to know how to communicate. Like, you cannot be one of those people who would rather have bad sex than speak up and tell your partner what you need.
You never said, what do you say? What would you tell them?
Like I said,
say you've been in a relationship for 8 months and you guys have had sex the first time. It was great.
Yep.
I would cut you off. First time it was great. This is an 8-month relationship. First time it was great.
The first time in 8 months you had good sex?
No. It's an 8-month relationship. The very first time you guys had sex. It was a great...
Oh, you didn't have sex for 8 months?
No. Hey, you did not let me finish.
I don't get what you're saying.
The first time, like the very first time they had sex when they first met was amazing. Okay, so then they started dating. The sex was good. But then somewhere at the 4-month mark, it just...
He got lazy.
Why he had to get lazy?
Because that's what happened in the movie.
No,
he was like, sorry, I got lazy.
She got lazy. I'm just kidding.
They got lazy.
Anyways, and now they're 8 months in their relationship and it sucks.
Communicate. So you need to tell him.
8 months in, what do you do?
I would tell you like what's going on, but I would say in a way that doesn't...
I'm the guy. Pretend I'm the guy.
Okay.
Hey, you want to have sex?
Shut up.
Pretend I'm the guy.
I would tell you exactly what's going on, but I would just say it in a way that doesn't. Guys, this is all you have to do. Go get the book called Nonviolent Communication, or join up for my Conscious Relationship Circle fucking course and just watch the modules on communication.
But give them like a quick thing.
No, but I'm being dead serious because it's nonviolent communication. So I need to be able to tell you what's going on and make a freaking request without blaming you for anything, and not making up stories in my head about what it means that you're not all of a sudden you're super lazy.
I'm Bob. You're Jane.
Why Bob and Jane?
Yeah, common names.
Those are not common names.
Hey Jane, great time last night, huh?
Wow, that's how you talk to your 8-month boyfriend?
That's like my changed voice.
No, but just listen. It doesn't matter, because then we have to get into a whole hypothetical situation of what you're doing wrong, and I don't feel like walking through. It's like a porno, okay? What my point is that
but you gotta tell me
what I would do. I'm doing it right now. What I would do non-violently, the way I would communicate with you and protect your feelings, is I would just say, like, come on, how easy is it to like move someone's hand where it needs to go?
Well, I'm not gonna get rid of it. Pretend I'm grabbing your boobs way too hard or something.
See, I don't want to get into a conversation like that because it's just too rated R.
It's not. Okay, but what?
If you let me finish, honey, then I'm trying to tell you. Are you ready?
Go.
Okay, so it doesn't matter what you're doing because this isn't a porno. No, we're not doing that. Stop.
Babe, you gotta tell them.
What I would say, it's not that hard to tell, like, move someone's hand or just say, oh, like, I like this better, or oh, how does this feel? Jerome, then you're gonna say, like, no, it feels better over here. It doesn't matter. What I'm saying is there's a way to communicate anything in sex and life and relationships and business and whatever. There is a way where you can communicate it very easily and very non-violently where the other person doesn't feel attacked. You can literally just tell them what you need. It's making a request. It's not a demand. If they keep moving their hand back, well then fuck off, dude. Like, this isn't happening. I mean, really, that's like if you tell someone to do something, like you ask, hey, would you mind trying X, Y, and Z, and they continuously don't do it, then I'm going to be like, okay, so I've continuously requested that you do this and you don't listen.
Hold on, do you tell them during the moment, or you tell them after? Like, what are we doing here?
I think it depends.
Like, how do you communicate while you have sex? That's kind of hard.
I'm trying to correlate this whole sex thing just to life. Like, sex is just like a...
Well, I brought it back because you were trying to leave him with the tidbit. So I
just said, practice nonviolent communication. And if you don't know how to do that, then I have a lot of resources for you. There's a book. I have a module on it. I could do a whole training on it. We have a podcast on it.
That's true.
Yeah, but I just said that's how you do it. You identify what's happening. Mm-hmm. So you're putting your hands in the wrong places. You make a...
Wrong hole.
You make a request, right? So you have to use words that make a request that doesn't attack the other person. And then you wait and see if that other person can meet that request. And if they don't, that's a whole other conversation. But that's how you would request it. But if you use the right words that aren't attacking of the other person, it shouldn't hurt their feelings.
So how would you say it?
Jerome, you're being obnoxious.
Please tell me.
No, I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Jerome, I'm so not doing this right now. You're being annoying.
All right, moving on, guys.
Jerome's trying. You want to make a porno podcast next?
Damn, why are you
talking about sex?
Getting so explicit.
No, that's why I said don't do that.
I wasn't trying to. I was trying an example. That's why I said grab a boobie. It's not that serious.
Anyways, that's my point, though, is you should learn how to use nonviolent communication. It'll translate in your sex life.
That makes sense.
But my point is you have to know how to communicate, right?
Right.
That's how you learn how to communicate. Conscious communication. The whole point of that is growing and evolving together. You're gonna mess up.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we just had an argument the other night where you said something and then I was like, well, I feel totally attacked. What you just were talking about.
Oh, yeah. It was a different conversation.
And so that's what I'm saying is, like, we all have to like learn how to communicate in a way that doesn't attack the other person. It's not rocket science. I mean, you should know how to use words that doesn't totally belittle the other person or make them feel like what they're doing isn't good. You can just say, like, we can make this better.
I think you'd be surprised, though. It could be a little hard.
Yeah, and if it is, then, like I said, if you really struggle with communication, get help. Hey, my name's Sarina. I'm a life coach. I can help you. But do you get what I'm saying? Come on. Like, if you're really struggling losing weight, what do? Get help, dude. Get a plan.
Yeah.
If you're really struggling growing your business, get some fucking help. So I think, like, I'm giving you the basics, and if you can't do that on your own, get help. Read a book. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Thanks. Anyways, I think that's everything.
So I grabbed your boob.
God, I hate you today. You know what? No pizza for dinner.
Babe, you said we got pizza.
No, but really, I think that's everything.
Moral of the story.
Don't watch the movie. It's trash.
Don't watch that movie. Eat slow. Talk to people. Talk to your partners.
And use nonviolent communication. Dude, it is not worth having a shitty relationship or a shitty life because you don't know how to communicate and speak up.
Well, sometimes it's hard, though, to, like, speak up.
Yeah, but you could work on that.
Yeah. I guess it's all, like, you don't want to be complacent. You want to have, like, that best relationship.
Yeah.
That fire relationship, you know?
Yeah. Life's way too short.
That Bridgetown relationship. Hey,
Bridgerton relationship. Have you guys watched Bridgerton?
Shout out Bridgerton.
I'll leave it on that.
I've heard you talk about that.
Bridgerton's great, guys.
That fire. What do they say? That fire, bro.
I don't know.
That fire. That
Stop.
Heat, bro.
Alex would say, Dad, stop trying to be cool. All right, we're going to end it here. Thank you guys for listening. We will catch you in an episode actually here in a couple of days. Yeah. We always put out one episode a week. If you guys want to hear anything specific, please let us know. We're an open book, if you can't tell. We don't edit our podcast. We don't edit our videos. We're live on Instagram right now. We really want this to be authentic.
We do edit the one part where the video cuts because I got to re-put it.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only part.
Yeah. But we really don't. Like, we go with whatever comes up as we're recording this podcast, and I think there's something really great in that, honestly. A little more authentic.
It's just like how we talk when we're having dinner.
It is. But maybe not, because then Alex is there.
That's true, see?
This is when we're, like, vegging out and watching movies or hanging out together.
Just me and her.
Yeah. But anyway, so we'll catch you guys in the next episode. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you soon.
Have a good day.